fie kwan no ayira no betimi edi ho ayi no akọ be ma ne fie no asiesie no oh timi prebe no ande fro ne nkwan ahihye fridge mu ama be me no ne ade wo timi emwa woni obi wo ho mo wo he ho esoro ho ana he na mo wo woni obi a wo ho 9 years mo nka wade asem wo timi emwa and as soon him say me nipa no me ko ne ho weekend nti wan humi a me wo ho first no bi kwa washing a wotete afi di omo ba mu kita suitcase ofa na ganya na me en spinters my enyo eten spinters oba enyo eten spinters ganya na me spinters really.
It is Friday night. We love our Friday night here. 97.3 Citi FM. Benjamin Nketsia in the building. Sports Panorama show proudly brought to us by Cowbell Coffee and Promasid Ghana Limited. They are the ones who have made this possible. It's been a lovely week as far as the world of sports is concerned. After 8 weeks, 6 days, 12 hours and a few seconds, Man United have finally agreed to pay the money for Brian Mbeumo. We'll be talking about that on the show. The Black Queens will be in action tomorrow. Meanwhile, the women's AFCON is ongoing. Nigeria completely took Zambia to the cleaners today in their own game. And then we'll talk about some Chelsea activity. The Chelsea fans in Ghana, they are still in the spirit, so still celebrating their club World Cup championship. So we'll have them in the studio, and then we'll talk some marathon stuff as well a little later on in the show. Numo,
what's up?
Oh, Charlie.
Nile ni majoni kabwemo yakwe. Nile ni majoni kabwemo yakwe. Nile ni majoni kabwemo yakwe. Aye, me shesane. Me have been failing.
I can't believe it.
Mambi,
so he deserves to bring the cup.
No, to put it in front of him.
If you don't want to the cup,
put it right in front of me. Take your cup.
No, I like that.
No more. Walk a leg no more.
Charlie, but you put here why 1 month?
Oh, piano son,
one month. Or you pass 7 weeks.
We brought them the way they doing team.
No, you don't get money.
Kaji me wemo ninke mi seja mi mi shezani. Kaji mina wemo ninke mi shezani mi shezani. Mile ni machoni nke bwembo yakpe. Mile ni machoni nke bwembo yakpe. Mile ni machoni nke bwembo yakpe. Aye mi shesane. No mi shesane so eh.
Oh Charlie.
Jalese mo kube eba fe anwo. Awo jalese mo kube eba fe awo Brian Impemo eba fe awo o never ye develo against me nyaba gbo adena me to me na yo yasa yo was about
Oh, Charlie.
there are some against people in the studio. They don't want me to sing. You was you was about. When I saw a name, so a nama so.
Oh, nama so.
Me share song, me share. What can one no more kadeche? Namo beko, I can say school. Hey, man, you want money. Liverpool young man, Chelsea young man, Mufamo Cabernet mania, Mufamo Canile. What can say school, it be no more. What can I be no more? Walk no more. I will say school if you know you my job you my 4 years no bashian one mebo bashian no wobo awa tu menen so ane Chelsea bi ame wok up ame bomoden menen chenyami menen chenyanyo menen chemmof no fiano in case you know you my job Mr. and Mrs. Hammond Nyunga Johnny.
Oh,
Chelsea being a supporter. Every coffee. Nyunga Jobo. Mrs. Nimley, Chelsea supporter Jibo. Nyunga Jobo. She efia ayekuni yeli ede. It was meant to be. Okay, Chelsea be your congratulations. What's a bene? Ibato mokono. Louis Enrique ke PHB lebe na mehwe hi ase ehi. We are calling Nakadon. Domo offend da keda ye yesu gba me. Amen.
Amen.
No, the cup somewhere. What is that?
No, you see, but the cup
in front. Why you put this cup in front of me?
No, it's in the middle of the room.
It cannot be in the middle. It should be in front of him.
You see, it is the cup of champions. I'm not sure why you are not trying to align yourself with the cup of champions.
No. This cup. This is tea cup. What is this?
Anyway, show us live on YouTube, Citi Sports GH. Hit the like and subscribe button. Let's get the conversation going. You can also join us via text, WhatsApp, and Telegram 0549 986 996 986 996. We'll get to more Chelsea stuff. I'll give Edwin like a special 5 minutes, to just talk his stuff, because it looks like he has seen a certain crystal ball that we have not seen. So he'll talk his stuff a little. But let's start off with what's trending. Let's start off with what is alive. The women's AFCON is ongoing, and there's been a huge, I won't say a shocker, but a rather embarrassing result today. So Nora Hutla's Zambia today were given a spanking by Nigeria. 5-0, I believe it's how it ended. So Zambia, who were touted as one of the favorites of this tournament, have been knocked out of the competition. Gabi Ofe is here, Edwin Kwakofi back in the seat. Coach Christopher Nimley is here. Yara Jemita will join us in a bit. But Gabi, let me start off with you. You have followed these girls right from the prep point through the competition and to this point. Let's talk about Hutla for a second before we even preview the Black Queens match tomorrow a little. First of all, have you been surprised by Zambia's performances in this competition generally? And did today's result come to you as a shock?
Nope. The loss against Nigeria did not come to me as a shock. Why? Because I think I saw glimpses of that. I mean, the concession rate of the Copper Queens against Morocco when they drew that game 2-2. And I was, so after that 2-2 draw against Morocco, I was just following some comments from Zambia. And I think one thing cut through, that was they were not too impressed with the over-reliance of Barbara Banda and Rachel Kundananji.
That name is heavy.
And I think it was very clear, it was very glaring, very evident in that loss against Nigeria, because Zambia went route one every time. It was just like just two players on the part of Zambia on the pitch, which was Barbara and Rachel. And I think on the part of the Nigerians, they understood the game plan on the part coming from Zambia. They realized that Nora kept on committing a lot of bodies up front, because when you keep on ballooning the ball, You're expecting that Barbara would be big in front of the defenders. Then you have some players running through the channels to take off and then score. But so then it means that you have 3 more midfielders joining the 3 attacks, because she went with a 4-3-3 formation. So you've left your back 4 very open, in a very dangerous position, and the Nigerians were just very calm. In terms of quality, I think the Nigerians have better players than the Copper Queens.
I mean, it's not even close.
Yes, better players than the Copper Queens, and so they were just calm and just went about their game. If you watch Nigeria carefully in the group stages, they won all their games, and that statement of intent. I mean, a lot of people, pundits, touted them as one of the favorites to go on and win the title, or to go to the final together with Morocco. And I think that 4-0 trashing of the Copper Queens is a real statement of that they are one of the favorites to win the tournament. I am very, very surprised with the scoreline. I thought the Copper Queens were decent in the group stages, but I just didn't like the game plan from Nora. And I'm sure the Zambian Football Federation will look at this result and say, look, the Zambian team have actually been to the last 4 of the last 4 of the tournament in the last 4 years, or the last 4 editions they've played. It's either they are getting to the semis and winning it, and this time around,
and they brought a coach that they thought was going to take them over the line.
A coach that they were very impressed when the Black Queens played them in the second leg of the Paralympics qualifiers in Lusaka, and only for Nora to exit the competition in the quarterfinals. In fact, the first
nation to go home.
Now, what does this mean for Ghana, and why are we talking about it? I mean, I think that Nora's former employers, I think you and I were discussing this often, they will be paying particular attention to this game. I'm talking about the Ghana Football Association, and say, well, maybe you could have been the Black Stars. Sorry, the Black Queens. Who would have been at the receiving end. But look, it's football. I'm just not too happy with the way they've exited, because I put them in the top 4.
Everybody would have put them in the top 4.
Yes, I think my top 4 was the Moroccans, Zambia, Nigeria, and South Africa. Of course, the Black Queens, you and I know what the story has been for them. So
definitely
I didn't
outsiders.
Yeah, so I was very, very shocked with AFCON. I didn't see that coming at all for me.
Let me get to Edwin's thoughts on the same subject. So Copper Queens knocked out tournament favorites. How do they digest this? Because like we've all established, they thought that this was the coach that was going to get them over the line, and now they've exited earlier than they have in a long time.
Look, Nora Hudler could still be the coach that would get them over the line. I think 6 or so months since she took over, she's done okay with the team, but definitely she would have needed more time to get them prepared for this tournament. And I don't think you can make that same comparison with the Black Queens, because she'd been there for quite a while. She just came into the Zambian team, obviously talented players, but even with a talented team, a coach needs more time to prepare for a major tournament like this. And I think that before this loss to Nigeria, who by far are the better team, they had performed quite well. There were a few things that definitely showed that they were vulnerable. As Gabi said, the goals they conceded. But if you look deeper into the stats, apart from the game against DR Congo, which they dominated a bit, the earlier games against Morocco and the second game against Senegal, they conceded possession a lot. They were behind in terms of possession. Obviously the passes were not as much as their opponents, but even when they did pass, their accuracy was below 62% in both games. So they were losing the ball quite a lot. They were fine, creating a lot of good chances, but they were missing most of their big chances. In the first game, I think they missed about 4 big chances. In the second game, they missed 7 big chances. So even when they were getting into positions to score, they were not taking their opportunities. When they were defending, they were allowing so many shots at them. They were defending, racking up defensive stats, interceptions, recoveries, blocks. It was all in the teens, because they were allowing the teams to get at their goalkeeper. They were allowing them to get into their half. So they were making more of these interceptions and blocks. So defensively, they were always a worry. in those previous games they tried to outscore the opposition. It didn't work out with Morocco. It's worked out with Senegal, kind of worked out with DR Congo because they didn't concede there. But with a team that had the attacking quality and the togetherness of Nigeria, you were always going to struggle to be up against it. So when they faced Nigeria and the first goal went in, second goal went in, third goal went in before halftime, that was demoralizing, and it will be demoralizing for any team, no matter how good you are. So yeah, it didn't end well how they imagined it. It was not the best performance against Nigeria, but overall throughout the tournament, they'll go in out of this tournament thinking that, okay, we performed creditably in the group stages. We didn't do well against Nigeria, but given where this coach has taken us from to where we are now, I think there's more room for improvement. So they go into the next tournament, which they'll probably qualify for. It's not like the Black Queens where we play one major tournament, we miss out for 8 years, and then play the next major tournament. This is a team that is built to succeed eventually under the right circumstances. So give Nora Hudler a year or two, or maybe even 3. She will definitely get this Zambian team playing as well as the Black Stars did relatively under her. So
The Black Queens.
the Black Queens, I keep saying Black
The
Stars.
Black Stars don't play well.
Yeah, exactly. As well as the Black Queens were playing under her. So while it was a bad result, I think that they should be patient with her. The players definitely looked really good at points, even in this game against Nigeria, even though they
had their moments.
They had their moments. So you can see that there's a structure of a philosophy building in this Zambian team that we've not seen in recent years. So I think that in a few years she will get this team firing. But as you said, terrible results today.
Well, I hope they really will have the patience that Edwin is talking about, because on paper this was not a good look at all. Coach, let me dovetail the conversation a little into the Queens, because they have their game against Algeria tomorrow. Big game for the Queens. Algeria not necessarily touted as one of the tournament's big girls. Nonetheless, tricky game. I mean, if they've watched what has happened to Zambia now, you should be fetching a cup of water and putting it by your own beard. Can we navigate a tie like that based on all you've seen in the competition?
You see, we should be able to. No two ways about that. But until it is done, the outing of the Black Queens, personally, I don't think has been that convincing to step out there with all the belief and confidence that surely we are going to win. You see, I've watched all the 3 games we've played.
Yeah.
And truth be told, I'm not impressed. Look, if you watch that game against Tanzania, the one we ended up winning 4-1.
Yeah.
Our best player of the tournament, in my view, normally will last for only the first 40 minutes. And then in the second half, she drifts in and out of the games. I'm talking about the Chantel girl. By far, she's been our best player in the tournament. But if you watch the second half properly, all the second half games that she's played in, she's not had that level of dominance that we've seen of her in the first half and all that. And that is a problem to me. Secondly, I'm not impressed with the shape of our team. We don't have any shape.
You mean shapeless?
It's completely shape. Because when you look at the girls play,
we are all over the place.
we are all over the place. When we are going left, everybody's going left. When we are going right, everybody's going right. And I look at the team and I say,
What's going on here?
what is this? What is going on here? You see, I understand it's a bit difficult when you are working with women and getting them to do the things like men would do. But if you decide that that is where you want to do your coaching, then you must be able to do the job. Like I've always said, if you give me a women's team to coach, I won't coach.
No, but Hutla coached this team. We saw their tactical
And I was
direction.
coming to that.
Yeah.
If you look at the way our team shapes up, when we are not in possession of the ball, it's a serious problem. That is why most often than not, you see our defenders chasing the ball, because we always find ourselves always in front of the ball. One pass and we are in 6s and 7s.
In fact, there's a women's Euros game going on between
And you can see what I'm
Spain
talking about. Look at the shape.
and Switzerland.
When somebody picks up
the
the
level
ball,
of tactical discipline
it's absolutely
is
brilliant. And for me, that is the problem I have. Look, I've watched the Algerians. The Black Queens on their day, if they are properly coached, should be walking into this game full of confidence, technically better, and go in there and execute a perfect job that will make sure we get to the semi-finals of the tournament. I think it will be a massive disappointment. The winner of our game will meet the winner of the Morocco-Mali games. Certainly, I expect Morocco to beat Mali.
They are leading ones. Morocco
There
have
you
taken
go.
the lead.
They've taken the lead. Because without a doubt, they've been one of the very good teams of the tournament. And even on the continent of Africa, Morocco now is one of the powerhouse.
They've pushed the coach that last one, the
that one, the
Euro
Spanish
for Spain, Jorge Vilda.
Yes,
Who's not here.
and he's the one coaching them now.
you
So
are
the way they
serious,
are playing their football, it's completely different.
Yeah.
So for me,
And
our
Morocco
girls will have to. The elementary mistakes they are making is to look. We are watching the Spanish team.
They are so
Nobody there is forcing the pass when there is no room for the pass. Pick the simple pass. There you go. She will pick the simple pass because that is the way to go. You see, in our team, everybody is valuing the ball.
Yeah.
I will wish that we should demand a bit more from Chantel, and in the second half she has to stay in the game a bit more. When she's not getting on the ball and passing the ball with some form of precision and accuracy, then our team tend to struggle throughout. So for me, it's a game we should be navigating.
Yeah.
But of course, it's a quarter-final game. It's a one-off game. If you don't get your things right, you will pay the price. Against Tanzania, you saw the pressure that came on our team when it was 1-1.
Yep.
When, I don't know who it was, she picked up the ball. She went on a solo run.
Princess Marfo.
Princess Marfo. It wasn't a team effort. When she was going on the run, I could tell that she saw the gap and she decided to exploit it. And then unfortunately too, for the Tanzanians, and of course, on our joy, she was fouled. And look at the penalty taker. That was a very bad penalty.
And she's one of the experienced.
And she's one of the experienced players. So
in
you
the
could
squad.
tell the nerve that came onto it. You see, when we won the penalty, everybody just took the ball and gave it to her. You are the experienced one. You are the one who can hold your nerve, go and take it. And look, I was just praying that the ball would cross the line. And the moment I saw the ball cross the line, I knew we were there. Now the Tanzanian had to come out to force us or to force the issue. Then we capitalize on them. Look at the last two goals. Yes, the other goal was a set piece, but the last goal was a simple counter attack and then just place the ball. But tomorrow, the Algerians are very good defensively. Our girls have shown that they don't have the composure when things are not going their way. They tend to force the issue unnecessarily. That is where I blame Biokogri. You see, this is women football. You were saying something.
It's Biogren.
Biogren, you were saying something earlier on, just before we came on air. You were saying that you like the women's game because that sort of physicality that is attached to the men's game, normally we don't see it here.
Nope.
But the women would do the simple thing, receive pass.
Yep.
We don't see our team. The moment they are a bit frustrated and they don't see the channel, they get the ball, beam, they get the ball, bam. You don't do that. When you are ballooning the ball, look at the movement, look at this. You see the space and put the ball in there and go and support.
And I like that we are watching the game while we are talking, because the Swiss team have not been the team in possession in this game.
No.
But they've kept their shape. They've waited for their moments.
When the moment presents itself, then they capitalize. But the Spanish team too are very good on the recovery. So for me, look, it's a game we should be winning tomorrow, and there will be no excuse if our team don't go past these Algerians. We are talking about, look, this Nigerian team will beat any team in the tournament.
True.
But
To be honest with you, if this Zambian team had met any other team apart from the Nigerians, I would have fancied them to go through. But once it became clear that they were playing, I think the Nigerians are the favorite to win the tournament. Not even the defending champions, not even the South Africans. And if you watch the way the Nigerians are playing, because they are passing the ball like
And
men.
you know the funny, there are a lot of actually really good players who didn't even make it to this part.
Exactly, they are sport for choice. And the quality in their passing, the precision, their movement, the power, the skill, everything is just adding up. Everything is adding up. Everything is just adding up. So look, yes, I thought maybe Zambia could have done better to reduce the score line. But I never thought they were going to beat Nigeria.
No.
I never, because look, you can have the best of coach, but when the players themselves are not
Talent is
the
talent.
quality, talent is talent, and they were beaten by a better team today. Simple.
But
So,
just a quick one on tomorrow's game. So Algeria, one of the two sides yet to concede,
They are
At the
very good
tournament.
defensively.
and it doesn't.
You mean they haven't considered a
Yes,
goal?
they've not conceded. They don't score a lot of. They don't score a lot of goals too.
and they don't give too many chances.
Exactly.
away.
If you watch,
So they wait for their moment. So we have to be very, very patient. Don't push it. Don't rush it.
It's
we'll
been-
not be getting a Tanzanian goalkeeper kicking the ball to hit our player to go and score. It will not happen.
but that one, if you go, Charlie,
I will go.
see, I mean, on the part of the game, right? It's just been 1-0. I think they played a goalless draw.
They beat Botswana 1-0.
1-0.
They drew goalless with Nigeria,
And
and,
then
they
there
drew
was another-
goalless with Tunisia.
Okay.
Look,
So they don't
they
concede.
drew goalless with who?
Nigeria.
That should tell you.
But you see,
Defensively, they are very good.
and the thing about this North Africans is that the Black Queens already played Morocco in one of the friendlies en route to the tournament. So at least that would give them a fair idea of what
What they're
what's
up
to come.
against.
We beg Mr. Bjorgren. He shouldn't go and be expansive like he did against South Africa.
No, it's a knockout. If
Respect.
there's
I think
no
he should. I think the Black Queens should just respect their opponent. It's more of moment. Take it, because I don't think we are going to see a large share of possession. I think that will go to the Algerians. And clearly, if you look at the players we've got, we don't have a lot of players in there who are very comfortable with moving the ball, the ball around. And clearly, that's shown in all the 3 games we've played. Clearly, we don't have enough experience in the squad we've taken to Morocco. Just 4 players have played at the AFCON. A large chunk of the players are very inexperienced, and I think Bjorgren too doesn't know the team too well.
Yep.
Because he keeps on tinkering with the starting 11. Coach mentions Chantal Boylocker. Now I'm asking myself, what's her favorite position? Because in the group stages, there is one game she starts on the left.
Yeah.
There is another she's deep in midfield. There is another she's behind the striker. There is another she's up,
Scored Matrai Makwe.
and there's another she's on the right.
drifting in and out of the games like that. Because when she picks up the ball, one thing I like about her, she does the simple things: receive, pass, move, receive, pass. That is what you want to see everybody doing, to get them move as a block or as a unit. But the next moment she's here, the next moment she's there. So what? No. In Kakabo let the left, the Kakabo lower, get the left. Kakabo lower, get the right.
on the left side.
Coaching,
And
and
it's
it's-
on the left
yes,
side.
and
because
and
he said it in the presser that she feels
That's the
comfortable
favorite, yes.
playing on the left side. But that brings about a problem, because if you play her on the left side, then where are you going to play? Let's say, how are you going to accommodate Evelyn Doris Bedua, who's returning to the team after a suspension against Tanzania? Then where do you put in the middle Wasim Mohammed? Then you look at Grace Asantua. Then on the right side there's Comfort Yeboah too. So I think with Bjorgren, he needs to get his system right, because we switched from
He has one game to do it.
And
Yeah,
then Princess Marfu too. who
Princess
plays
Marfu
it,
too,
yes.
and I think it will depend on the health of Prince Ladobia, who started alongside Princess Marfu. She limped off in that game against Tanzania. If she's not fit enough, then it means that Doris Bedua should start alongside Princess Marfu in attack. But if she is fit enough, I think those two, they did quite well in terms of their intensity, because they need to consistently press the Algerians.
Yeah.
That's how you get to beat them, because they have the best goalkeeper in the tournament, Chloe Ngazi. At the end of the group stage, the CAF best 11,
Yeah.
She made it.
she made it. She was the goalkeeper in that team. She was the goalkeeper in the best goalkeeper in that team. And so you have to consistently put pressure on that Algerian backline, try to force a mistake out of them. And if you start those two, I think those two have a consistent exhibit of energy to be able to keep that pressure on. Then later on in the game, you can bring on the vaunted duo of the Hazakis ladies, Evelyn Bedu and Doris Boydua, and I think we'll be able to.
And they shouldn't try and balloon the ball when
I think we're able
starting
to beat them. Oh yeah, Bjorgren addressed it that because of the quality of the Algerian goalkeeper, we shouldn't expect to strike the ball from 40 yards out and expect to score, because of the quality that she has in goal.
If you look at the goals we scored in the last game, very fictitious goals. So I don't even blame
so
them.
we should work the ball very well, create better chances, and be able to execute.
The
That's
problem is that if you want them to work the ball, It's not in this quarterfinal game. That is where they are going to learn how to work the ball.
That's why you need to start
that should have
player
been the identity of the team. I've never seen a Ghanaian team being bam boom bam like that. Not from our girls. At all. Not from them. Our girls rather are very confident in possession. They are able to pass the ball around.
I think you should start Stella Nyomeche to address that issue, because she is the one who's most comfortable on the ball, and she has that spatial awareness to be able to identify the spaces in behind players. And I think she is the one that needs to start. She hasn't been able to start any of the games we've played so far. Her minutes have been quite limited. I think she needs to start in order to be able to create high quality scoring chances.
Okay, so that's the word on the Black Queens and the women's AFCON generally. As we speak, though, there's a game between Morocco and Mali happening. According to my last updates, 1-0 advantage. Morocco will give you updates as and when they come through. I'll read a few of your messages in a bit. 0549 986 996, 0549 986 996. Show probably brought to us by Cowbell Coffee. They say that big things are happening. Now, Cowbell Coffee is giving everyone the chance to win some amazing prizes. This one, dear Charlie. They say Netflix subscriptions, PlayStation 5 consoles for the gamers, smart TVs, phones, laptops, cash prizes, and even luxury all expense paid trips to Zanzibar or South Africa with a brand new Suzuki Jimny SUV. Charlie, this be hard, man. Let me go through the distance again. Netflix subscriptions for those of you who like to Netflix and chill. Netflix and chill. PS5 consoles. Gary, why are you laughing?
Nah, that's what I like.
Do you like to Netflix and chill?
I like the Netflix and the PS5.
So Netflix kakra, PS5 kakra, hard guy. Smart TVs, phones, laptops, cash prizes, and an all-expense paid
Mr.
trip.
Kakofi,
You know what you like? Suzuki Jimny SUV. Just buy 10 promo sachets of Cowbell Coffee. Find the unique codes inside and dial. Listen properly. Dial *713*27#. Let me repeat that again. *713*27#, or simply scan the QR code on the sachet to enter your codes into the microsite. 10 sachets equal 1 entry, and boom, you are in. Visit www.cowbellcoffee.gh on social media or at CowbellGH. So visit at CowbellGH, on social media for more information. Cowbell Coffee, with you every moment. Promo runs from July 15 to September 15. The advert is FDA approved, and it's also regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. So Cowbell Coffee bringing us something good. Let's get into the mode of trying to buy and sell some players.
It's don't call me time. One place, mate. For say one ton cheap. Don't call me, yo, don't call me. We dey loan this player $1,000. Don't call me, yo, don't call me. For this striker we can consider. Don't call me, yo, don't call me. No they see you use. Tina Boka, don't call me, yo.
Some ghosts are Sansa Taurus. Now one time she goes a prince of ghosts. Now on one yet drinks a Teves. And your coach one come at home. A don that was so.
Don't call me, yo, don't call me.
Let's go. It's don't call me time.
Don't call me, yo, don't call me.
It's don't call me time.
Don't call me, yo, don't call me.
Catch that.
Tina Boka, don't call me, yo, don't call me.
Catch that. It's don't call me time.
Medase. And we start from the doorsteps of the short, bald, bearded Cameroonian. 8 weeks. Oh, Charlie. Finally. In Burmo.
Jalese, kube, ebafe anwo. Jalese, mukube, au, ebafe anwo. Brand imbemo, ebafe anwo. Wache Mbwemo ye jemelo ibafe hao. Wache Kunya ye jemelo ibafe hao. Wache Bruno ye jeme. Come on, no more we are cooking, eh?
Oh, Charlie. Rice water or what?
Like I said,
important water or what? What are you cooking?
We are cooking 20 plus 15, 35 plus 10 and then 11 at 6. Okay, we are
Kumu
that's what we are cooking.
Kumo ties.
That's
what we are. It's a combination of Kunya and Mbemo. So Kumo ties.
You know what? Look, the durability of Kumo ties, according to you, has never been in doubt. Will never be in doubt.
Oh, Charlie. So let me just, before you go on. So it's a fee of £65 million plus 6 million in add-ons to be paid in 4 different installments.
That is it.
But
5 years D.
But there used to be cash.
There is cash.
There was a time when you were always on the back of teams who were doing installment payments.
No more that be an installment. Remember for installment if you. Everybody have to pay in installment. You cannot go and be dishing out the cash by heart. And currently, to this team is being owned by the single-digit billionaire. So you need to manage the money and make sure the best players will come home. Look, whether you like it or not, Mbeumo has come. 20 goals in the league alone. I sat here the other day and said, man, you the whole of last season scored 44 goals. I'm repeating myself. If you add 20 to 15, 35. Obawo. At 35 to 44, Agbenomo, we are in the top 4. I've said this, and it's not going to change. And the icing on the cake, this is not all. I said 2 or 3 more players to come.
Who is coming?
Oh, Sesko, Wakalekbenamo. Are we
doing this again?
That is the move I don't do.
In the next 9 weeks.
Oh, whether in the next 20 weeks or what, he's coming home. Now this is what Benjamin Nketsia brings to the table. Let me tell you. Put the goals aside. That one is guaranteed.
Okay.
That one has never been in doubt, will never be in doubt.
He can run for days.
Okay.
That the goals is guaranteed. In Mbeumo, in one of the number 10 position, minimum 20 goals.
He can run for days like a Kumo tie. Like a Kumo tie.
Especially with the paltry 44 goals the guy scored last season.
Look, the moment he see his sweat from his pump,
like Michael Jordan
coming down
like
into
Michael
the
Jordan,
and if he walks on the beer and the sweat chale. Proper workaholic instinct.
Yes,
Charlie.
Proper technique. Hey, proper power.
Kumo tie.
Proper strength. Technical ability is not in doubt. When he picks up the ball, now Moba. Eba shall let me. Hey, tell me Sancho beba fet adore to my son. Anya atuni. Meleka adore me to my kolo.
Coach, wait to dormi to my son. Ibi songo.
Dormi to my son. Dormi to my son. Tiko tata. Dormi to my son. Dormi to my son. Tiko tata.
Why go talk this thing?
No, someone dormi me to my son. We saw that
song just brings up one name into my mind.
So in Mbeumo said don't come in for you.
Mbeumo will guarantee goals in Nketsia. Tactically, he's one of the best in the business. Look, if you are not a proper workaholic, there was no way he could have been a success in that Brentford team. Because Brentford plays at the level where they hardly dominate possession. They were not a possession-based team. But if you are not a possession-based team, if you want to win football games, everybody will have to work and work tirelessly. That is what the likes of Rashford will not do. The likes of Sancho, they will not do. So get out. Get out quick. Get out. And allow the workaholics, the proper footballers, the proper ballers, like Mbeumo and Kunya and co. Let them come and occupy the space.
Hey, Charlie.
There's a vacuum that needs to be occupied.
Oh, damn.
And those vacuums are not being occupied for the sake of occupying. They are being occupied by relevant players. Players who make a major impact on the world.
It's not mere occupation.
Not mere occupation.
No mere occupation.
Never occupy.
Quality over quantity.
Quality. When Kunya picks up the ball in that number 10 position, no boy Charlie. You say this thing every year. Say this thing all the time. That he's a quality player. Now Bruno is going to drop deep into midfield. Now when he start distributing on an Ochiche, Bruno on an Ochiche. That's Ochama in Mbeumo and Kunya. Kassesko Badumon Jeme. No more 20 plus goals. It's not in doubt.
Okay, you have no.
So look at the goals in Buembo. Target
20,
not less than 18. So from 18 above. Matthias Cunha not less than 15 above. Sesko not less than 15. Then Bruno will score some. Ahmad will score some. Zegzi. Charlie, 80 million.
Charlie, this will be
Eto Nana pet no badale.
This will be a soundbite for the ages.
Look, Ejigbe Eyapla. Onana is not injured. He's pretending to be injured.
So that they will sell him.
So that we will not sell him. But the grace of Jehovah Zebel. Onana you come and sit there whilst Cunha and Co are scoring, then you will be considered cheap goals. We are going to compete. Like I said, have you watched the Diago Leon boy?
I have.
Look, Nakapadi ona bene ekpili yeshpon ekpili ka ake bomo ekpili ye gamye board watching e shine
Center of gravity
very low. Oche na nko opema empem opia empia
Philip Lam.
go chi
Philip Lam.
Edmona no. Look, you will see. We are not praying.
Okay.
The first game is against who? Arsenal. Like I said, Old Trafford no more. Egba.
Hey, Charlie.
I'm Jamie.
You mean
I'm telling them
that this is you're throwing them a challenge?
That opening day game at Old Trafford Sunday.
Say no more.
I'm Jamie.
Let me go to another. Let me go to another big don't call me because we need to run through a lot of transfers and then get to some of the Chelsea fans. We must talk about their triumph.
Oh, the Sesko.
And there's a Chelsea.
We are moving off from Man United. So just a quick one on the Sesko. Brian Mbeumo, excellent pickup. From all the indications, yeah, he's a Man United player or he's going to be a Man United player. But the Sesko one, I don't get it. Or Chesko one, I don't get it. Because you have Zegzi. He hasn't completely settled. He's still a developing player. You have Rasmus Højlund. He's still a developing player, more or less like a project. The way the Chelsea forwards were described prior to the addition of Joao Pedro.
Yeah.
Like
Sesko is a project too.
He's a project too. Liam Delap is more or less like a project. Nicholas Jackson is also more or less like a project.
Hoping that in future they all blows up.
Yeah. So when you have Rasmus Højlund and Zegzi and you go and bring Chesko, I mean, it's more or less you are adding on to what you've already been doing so far.
And it's in Cunha and Buemo. Those are not projects. They will support them and will bang it.
So why don't you use that money to buy or to address an area of serious need, which is the goalkeeping department? Why you want to spend all that money on Chelsea
and Onana?
If you have 21 million, you get Emi Martin.
Finish. That one is a done deal.
Exactly. So address that position and forget that.
Let me say Kawori.
They are all projects. Kawori the finished products. They are all projects.
Okay, Kawori. Let me read messages coming through.
You see that video?
I jingle from Tema coming to Catherine. I just want to hear what coach will say about Chelsea today. The kind of joy Chelsea gives me cannot be compared to that of my girlfriend.
The Chelsea supporters.
I'm even thinking of sending her on loan to United for 2 seasons.
So that who go and put her?
This guy is not serious. Anyway, Kel says that. Good evening, guys. See, our best player in the Black Queens team has not even been started. I mean, the Nyameche girl. She's skillful, excellent in set pieces, and very comfortable. Most especially, she's a coach too. However, the coach is not even looking at her.
License D.
Kels from Liverpool with that one. This one here says, good evening, Sports Panorama. Please tell Coach Nimley that the problem with Ghana's female teams at all levels is the same. Lack of proper funding and right personnel to build a solid team. We have deliberately refused to do these simple basics and continue repeating the same narrative after each disappointing tournament. I wouldn't be the least surprised nor disappointed should the Queens be kicked out tomorrow. In fact, I will be surprisingly astonished should they sail through to the semis. Prosper from Dakoman. This one says, Mbeumo means me bebomo. Cunha means me bekumo. So Mbeumo plus Cunha is bebomo. Kumu nyinaa.
Kumo ties. Kumo.
Belly man.
The durability.
What is all
is
this?
not in doubt.
Bernard from Koforidua says the guy they did the guy they travel.
Na yakumu yebe bumu. Na yakumu yebe bumu. Na yakumu yebe bumu.
Say good evening, City. Please tell coach to understand that Chelsea, the Conference League winners, have beaten the Champions League winners in the FIFA Club World Cup. Blue is the color and Chelsea is the name. This one says good evening, Sports Panorama. It's sad and disheartening that Zambia were annihilated by Nigeria. To the Queens, they shouldn't underestimate the pace and speed. We shouldn't underestimate the pace and speed they have. Ghana 2, Algeria 1. Raymond Decoder inside committee 4. You say okay. This one's from Alkaline from TM Committee 25. He says when the world did not believe in you and you eventually made it to the promised land, just sit back and listen to what they have to say. It took some people 3 months to sign one player. I know who said this is.
Now, Obia any team.
Oh, but he hasn't mentioned anybody's name. So if the captains you just
you say Africa when who of them are there, you show that you've got balls.
This is good in Sports Panorama. Jeremy inside the sermon at Jenkwa says, is Ten Hag really ready for the Leverkusen job? 5 goals conceded against an under-20 team. What a coach he is. This one here says that good evening. Chelsea punished the Punisher. Looking at the way they scored PSG without conceding any goal, Chelsea has won every trophy in the world at club level, and they should introduce a new tournament for Chelsea to win again. I want to confess that Chelsea indeed is the best club in the world. Dennis Adusu from Ablekuma. We know why, don't tell us. Ofonzi Nick from Dansoman says that, good evening guys. Coach, we've heard you sing this song over and over and over, yet no visible results. Just a few months back, you sang Amorim Apeke and he took you guys to the gutters. And now is this.
Anyway, people who don't listen when I speak, they just get carried away by my voice. I have said that Amorim will pick from this. You are here.
You said it. You are on record.
2 days into the job, I said Man United will lose a minimum of what 15-16 games. I said it here.
Don't worry.
So
let me talk to
your team and let me do my team. What's your program?
Don't call me that I find interesting. Ederson, Manchester City's long-term goalkeeper. An approach has been made by Galatasaray, 3 million euros. The price even shocked me the more. Looks like his contract's either running out or something of the sort. But are you surprised Ederson is getting or possibly getting out of the PL? Because I feel like with such a low bid, there is almost certain this move will happen.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. I think a move has been on the cards for like the last 2 years. Because even though he's been very successful at Manchester City, even though he's contributed to that success with his saves and his assists and general play, I don't think City fans are comfortable enough with him in goal. I think they prefer someone who is a little less eccentric and more focused on the goal saving than Ederson is. I think Ederson,
the moment want somebody who can play football.
Yeah, and he is the best at it.
Yes,
but he is not the best shot stopper. And I feel that Manchester City are caught in between a rock and a hard place. Let's go of one of the best ball passers, or get rid of somebody who doesn't keep out goals when somehow your midfield and defense fails to keep out the attacking team. So I honestly think he should leave. For Manchester City's sake and for his sake as well. Just move to a new environment where he's won it all with Manchester City.
True.
There's nothing to play
trophy
for.
Cabinet must be very nice.
Unless he wants to stay at Manchester City and get a place in the World Cup over Alisson. But I don't see that happening. There's no way Alisson loses his number 1 spot to Ederson at this point with how he's been playing for Liverpool. So for Manchester City, they need a new goalkeeper, honestly. Somebody who is a mix, a balance between ball playing and shot stopping. Because in the last few years, one of their major problems is not having someone in goal who is basically the line of defense. Ederson is most often an extension of the attack. He's the one who starts a lot of the attacks. He's the one who gets things going. But now they need a balance between the two, and there are good goalkeepers around that they could go for. But they need to strike right now, because if they don't go for a good goalkeeper, I hear they are looking at James Trafford. I don't think he's one who can step into the number 1 position.
That's their former goalkeeper.
He's part of the academy.
Yeah, he's not one who can step into the number one position immediately. They need somebody who can. And I like Zach Steffen, but I don't think he is one that can be number one throughout the season.
I think
he's
they're looking
to buy Diogo Costa.
Donnarumma and Porto's Diogo Costa.
I'm surprised Donnarumma is on the market.
Yeah.
Crazy for me.
I mean, Chelsea are also in the conversation.
I think it's about the money. They are making some demands with
AC
regard to the extension. With regards to his extension,
he's too injury prone for a top
and then the
at
age
moment. And the age too.
Donnarumma has just a year left on his contract, and so there are talks going on regarding the contract extension. But
that's always a weakness for teams to explore.
Yeah, but the money, the demands is a little bit on the high side.
So are you don't come in Ederson?
Yes, absolutely. I think he should leave. I think City. Yes, to Galatasaray. I think he gets the money, he gets the game time, and he gets a little bit of freedom without the pressure of playing for Manchester City in the Champions League and competing for the Premier League all the time and conceding goals that honestly could be the difference between winning the title and losing it. So I think don't call me for me.
Let's talk about another transfer, and I'll start off from Yao and then go around with this. So Liverpool apparently are building momentum towards getting Hugo Ekitike. Now, this week we heard that he was heading to Newcastle. Some way, somehow, the talks on that cooled. It looks like Liverpool are looking to do a deal, and according to David Ornstein, the deal could be in excess of 80 million euros. So I'm guessing somewhere around 70 million pounds. With a little bit in add-ons. Yeah, good move for Liverpool or not? They were looking at Isak. Looks like Isak won't happen. We'll talk about that. But
Newcastle are demanding in excess of
100 million pounds. I understand 112.
Is it really Ekitike they want, or they just want to?
That's why I'm asking. Because why Liverpool chasing Ntikuma? Sorry, Ekitike. I'm sorry.
Did you just do that?
I'm sorry. It was not intentional. I'm sorry.
Well, because he's one of the highly regarded or rated young forwards in the game, and you always look at the projection. I mean, these days analytics have taken over when it comes to scouting, when it comes to judging a player or rating a player or even ranking a player, breaking them down into various tiers. And judging by what he's done at Frankfurt,
so 2024, 2025, 33 matches played in the league, 15 goals, 8 assists.
Yes. And it's the assist bit that I think is the icing on the cake, because they look at the player in question, his physical build, the ability to add on a little bit of muscle and become a bit more athletic. That's one on the physicality side. And two, the fact that he's scoring goals at a decent clip and he can improve on the goal scoring. But even at a young age, he's shown the awareness and the ability to find his teammates to get goals. And that's the bit that gives them a bit of a proper assurance that we can go ahead and risk it, more or less, and spend all this money on a KTK instead of adding, let's say, 30 million pounds to go and get Alexander Isak. I think they are betting on Ekitike being the next Isak, because that's the comparison.
Very similar game style.
That he's had ever since he broke out in his career. And so instead of going in for Alexander Isak, Liverpool are they are taking a calculated risk by trying to go in for the next Alexander Isak and have him come up in their system. More or less develop alongside Florian Wirtz and be in the right position to take over when Mohamed Salah and those guys leave the scene. And so I think, would I me this the whole way, as in over 10? I think I'll give it a very steady, very nervous 7. I'll give it a very nervous 7. I'll give it a 6. I mean, easily I'll give it a 6.
Well, a 6 means I don't go in the move.
But if I'm to push it,
you are very edgy about the move.
Yes, I'm edgy. That's why I said a very nervous 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm edgy about the move because we've seen it happen with Darwin Núñez. He was just like a KTK coming up, he was just like him. So yeah, I'm a bit cautious about it, a bit nervous about
what's
it.
Liverpool's obsession with getting a big centre forward? I'm not.
I think they are basically saying that the Darwin Núñez experiment has failed.
So they want like a Darwin replica, sort of.
More or less.
No, what I think they wanted was an actual striker who can get them goals. One who is a goal scorer primarily,
But can play
one who
off
can
Mohamed-
also play
Mohamed
off
Salah.
Mohamed Salah.
Yes.
That is why Isak was the perfect target. But getting Nketsia, I think it just falls into we are trying him again. He's not proving.
Yep.
He's young. I get
Hoping
it
that it
very
works out
well.
for him.
He's going to become a really good striker eventually.
Yeah.
But I think for a team that is as dominant as Liverpool has been in the last year or so, you want that completing factor to keep up that dominance.
They want to strengthen their position.
You want it to strengthen their position.
Yeah.
So getting Florian Wirtz was awesome.
Yeah.
Getting Kerkers, brilliant.
yeah.
Getting Jeremy Frimpong, 3 players at the top of their game now.
Yeah.
And are young.
And are young too. Hugo Ekitike, he fits into the young category. He
But he's
fits
just
into the
unproven.
talented category. But does he match the quality at the level of those players at their various positions? No. That is why Isak would have been perfect. I get it. Newcastle do not want to part with him. And looking at everyone who is available, Gyökeres going to Arsenal, Šeško, who knows where he's going, but people are saying Manchester United. Osimhen is staying in Turkey or going to Turkey. Ekitike seems like the only one who is left who fits a certain category that Liverpool might go for, even though he's not the one that they should have got.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. He's not going to bear the scoring burden. There are other players who get to bear that burden primarily. So it's not the ideal move for Liverpool, but I get it. In a couple of years, this move might just blow up and become.
Hey, Charlie, Liverpool media, this into Kuma move there, I don't like.
You talk about the obsession with getting a big striker. I mean, you always have to vary the way you score goals, and you can't always simply rely on Mohamed Salah coming in field and being the one who is getting you the goals. And on top of that, you always want to give a little bit of help to Mohamed Salah, as he's shown that he also thrives in a situation where he can play off a big man.
Yeah.
And so if you bring him in, he can also thrive in that position. And like I said, the transition, once Mohamed Salah leaves the scene, then you can replicate that same strategy with Ekitike and Florian Wirtz. He can be also play that role of Mohamed Salah, not necessarily in terms of goal scoring, but in terms of being able to create chances. So those two can work. But like I said, it's a never 7 for me at this stage in Ekitike's career for that kind of money.
No, let me just pass this comment. He's a good player, but it's a huge risk.
Yeah, almost 70 million pounds.
He's a good player. Is he worth 70 million pounds? How long has he played?
He broke out from the PSG second team like 2 years ago.
German German.
Yeah, and they sent him on loan.
They sent him on
The
loan.
loan worked well, and then they retained him.
If you look at even his stats, where are the mind-blowing figures?
15 and 8 assists.
He's a decent
no
striker.
more.
33 goals,
In
15
the
goals.
Bundesliga,
Yeah.
if you put Cunha in Buemo, they will score more than
Hey,
40.
it's okay. You let me leave it.
Oh, let me talk. Let me talk. You see,
Oh
normally,
man.
I don't know, but I don't like signings from Germany into the EPL.
Yeah, I always feel like
Normally, when
you
they
need to
come,
prove
they
yourself.
struggle. Oh.
Yeah.
And
quite a
if,
number of
look,
them.
if Liverpool were to pay that 70, 80 million that has been talked about here, I don't think he's a 70, 80 million pound player.
No, it's not. I mean, these days
Decently 40, 45,
you
50
pay what
at
the selling club wants.
Oh, 40,
You understand?
40.
Yeah.
But look, I've watched him play. I like his movement. You see, he's not that prolific goal scorer. He's
He's an all-rounder.
Yeah, he's like to play.
Target man type of.
That is it.
Yeah.
How old is Isak?
25.
How old is Ekitike?
Ekitike is 23.
I will pay the money for Isak.
I think so. I think if you can pay,
I'll pay the money for
I don't
Maybe
think
17.
the problem is that I don't think Newcastle want to sell Isak to a
Yeah, that's
Premier
the
League
thing.
rival. They don't. They would rather sell to an
Is it-
outside team
and
than to a
Newcastle
Premier League
themselves-
rival.
Or to the Saudis.
He
Exactly.
says, I think the guy, he's left with only a year or two on his
Yep.
contract.
2 years.
He wants to leave. If they don't sell him, he'll run down the contract.
Yep.
And at the age of 27, 28,
He has
will
all
be
his football ahead of him.
ahead of him.
Yeah.
So I think they should sit down. I would have rather preferred Liverpool going for Isak and Newcastle using the money to go buy Ekitike.
When Newcastle expressed interest in Ekitike, I thought that was what they were trying to do, but looks like they have ideas of their own. Let's move on and let's talk about some other stuff. This was a Ghanaian transfer that I just want to touch on. Aminu Mohammed generated a lot of controversy on socials. One time bought by Manchester City. One time said academy with Phil Foden and co. He is off to Bechem United in an attempt to revive his career. I don't know if that's a place to revive a career, but Mohammed
that's the place. That's the place.
People get out of Ghana a lot through Bechem United.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's the place to go. But
where would you like him to go? Because in Ghana,
well, right? Maybe I don't know. I mean, if you come through Right to Dream, he came through Right to Dream, right?
Yeah,
he came through Right to Dream and end up at Bechem. I don't know, man. But Gabi, let me start with you on this note. So Aminu Mohammed's issue is a little perturbing, but how do you feel about his Bechem move? All the talk about how he didn't take his opportunities and this brand new start.
When I saw the story, I was trying to ask myself if it's the same Aminu Mohammed I know, because, like you said, starting from
they bought him for 1 million.
Yes, starting from
that barely ever happened.
Yes, because look, we are talking about a player that had huge potential to go on and do big things. Started with had a bit of stint with Manchester City, and just to, like y'all said, where again as that part for him to go and revive his career, come back to Ghana. Because it's just one of those moves that has really gone wrong, especially with his career. I don't think he's had the best of trajectories. And then again, when it comes to the conversation about players making the right moves, when you have people talking about them and that kind of stuff. So look, Ben, I saw
it was a Wafa, not
Wafa. It was Wafa. Yes. And I mean, at that time that he moved, you know, Wafa at the time produced some of the brightest.
It was the best pipeline in the country.
Yes. So look, when I saw the move, I was really shocked to see it. Bechem United. I don't know how it's going to actually fare, because the GPL itself
brutal.
So many talks about it.
Yep.
It's just one move I'm not too happy about. I just want to see if he's able to revive it. How old is he? 20 what?
20, no, he's 24.
24.
Yeah, he was part of the Kudus group. 2017 under 17, the one we played in India.
Yeah.
He was part of that group. He and Eric Aissa, I've forgotten the name. The captain
Eric Aia.
Yes, Eric Aia. And you see, look at the similarity. Eric Aia moved to AS Monaco.
Yeah.
What happened? What has happened to him?
Same thing I'm saying.
And then Paris FC or something like that.
Make the right move. Like that whole giant leap. I'm not doubting your talent, but it's a different system that you are moving into.
A perfect example is Dominique Dia.
You are going to AC Milan at the time that they had Pato and Kaka and Co. Charlie,
you see, when
I'm not doubting your talent too, but
when such things happen, you don't blame these boys.
The people around.
Those around.
Yes,
them.
the people
they see the money, and they don't care. They are in the position. Maybe when is this money going to come in? Ben, they don't care about the future or the growth of the player.
At age 15, Mbappe was getting huge offers from Arsenal,
but he stayed home.
A similar story I heard this week, right? When I was doing the Kudu stuff, a player from Nima, the player has about 15 advisors around him.
A player who hasn't blown up yet.
He's not blown out yet, and they're already comparing the player to Kudus, because the player play with Kudus.
That's ridiculous.
And when they see Kudus moving from, Kudus has gone through what? Ajax, in fact, RTB, Nordsjælland, Ajax,
West Ham,
Spurs. The player is not on that same trajectory. 15 advisors around the player.
And they are all seeking their personal interest.
Yes, this one is telling you this. Everyone will tell you this. Oh, go here. This one will help you. Charlie, if you get mad, then you see, all these things do not play out well for the player.
At the time, Erling Haaland broke out in the Austrian league. When he was moving, didn't Ole Gunnar Solskjaer say that they wanted him, but his camp had issues with it, and Man United failed to also pay the money.
Took their time and went to Dortmund.
Yes, but he went to Dortmund.
You see, even at that stage, those people, they are properly managed.
Yep.
Yes. But you see, here in Ghana, when these boys start, because of the sort of struggle that the coach team or the developing team goes through.
Yeah.
They are just looking for the least opportunity to cash in.
To cash out.
Now, when
True.
the money is that huge, you dare not say you won't allow him to go.
You cry. His parents will come and even
His
fast.
parents will come in there.
Premier League teams, their parents come over. Go and ask
Ben, somebody
Tell me why, because
somebody
he's a
told me
very
something.
good player. I
Somebody
know him personally.
told me something about the player I'm talking about. The player, I can't put his name out there, but he played for Accra Lions. And when he played for Lions, I hear the parents of the player was like in in one season. So in the just ended GPL season, we want to see our player playing for Denmark, France or something. As the deal not happen, the parents say, Charlie, we can't take on a player. You know, go play the team again.
Imagine.
So they've taken the player out of the team.
And Accra Lions is one of the
That's
best
wrong
places to develop a young talent.
Yep.
And
Just
and
a
on
little
top-
more patience.
Yes, and on top of that, aside the advice, the players also have to hold themselves accountable.
But-
Aminu Mohammed, he wasn't disciplined. That is the gospel truth. You see, but he wasn't disciplined.
But he was a
Yeah.
youngster, yeah.
Yes, but
Yeah.
he wasn't disciplined.
Train. At that level, man, I do coach football.
Now
I'm
you are
still doing
24.
coach football.
Yeah.
At that level,
Yeah.
who is he to show some level of indiscipline? It's about those around him.
I think so too.
Look, but 95% is about those around these boys.
Yes, but now he's developed. Though. Now he's
But coach,
24.
let me ask something.
We are not looking at him now.
We're
For
talking
now,
about when it started.
yes.
But coach, sure.
Why
Let me
this
just ask.
way?
I mean, you are the player. Probably have like one proper manager who calls the shots. How do you keep all these scavengers from around the player
Trust your parents.
so he can
You
he
see-
can have a good ear talking into his ear?
you see, in Ghana, this is the way it works. Most of the parents don't understand these things. They don't know how it
It works.
Now say, "Oh, person me
So,
babo."
so they find somebody who
Find
understands
somebody
and
who
funnel everything
understand,
through
and
them.
then the person takes charge. Now, when the person too takes charge, for all you realize, the next day, the player goes, someone else sees him, and then he's giving him money, he's buying him boots without any proper documentation. That is his next manager.
Yeah.
Any proper documentation, that is his next manager. Without any proper documentation, that is his next manager. You see the boys that are working there. If you want to go and teach them the right to, by the time you enter, they have about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people they call managers, and all of them are advising these boys. The parents do not having a clear idea about how these things are done. We just give the ball over to one person or two people that they trust, and whatever the person tells them, that's what they do.
Yeah.
And for me, it is worrying because such a talent,
Yeah.
such a beautiful talent, is it even true he's 24 years?
I mean, if you went through Wafa, I want to believe, even if you are not, you are close to.
No more, you are close to. So now, the determination, the desire to bounce back,
Yes.
how well motivated
Let me see. Yeah.
that is the issue.
Well, look. If he looks at the reportage on him online, everything that's being said about him, and he
More fuel.
doesn't use that as fuel, I don't think he's
That's
ever
a good
bouncing
point.
back
Look,
again.
you look at Kudus and how you rate his talent,
Yeah.
him as a talent.
Yeah.
Aminu Mohammed is better than Kudus.
He was when he broke out. He was.
Yeah, like in terms of talent,
Yeah.
raw talent.
He definitely was when he broke.
Yeah.
out. Yeah, I remember.
Aminu Mohammed.
And that's what I'm telling you. That Manchester City barely pay £1 million for a prospect like
paid
that.
him
Yeah.
paid 1 million. Now who say those who advise when they saw the 1 million don't take the money.
Now on your drinks at TV.
Anyway, I'm about to have a blue conversation. Ale Edwin came out today and quickly pulled out his Chelsea mug. Today I have the president of the Chelsea Supporters Association. Oh, Charlie, he has brought a scarf, a blue ball, and he's in a blue kaftan. Oh, Charlie! David Amofa is in the house. Dave, what's going on?
Ben, Charlie.
Charlie,
Thank you.
Charlie, you people are really disturbing in this country.
Thank you.
Dave.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me.
You
No,
will
you
see
see,
nothing
To
yet.
all the blue fans
I
listening,
saw a tweet that say
I'm here.
the world champions.
Yes.
What will you eat? Then on Twitter, then they will put food there. Then Charlie will be.
Dave, first of all, let me start with
Yeah.
your expectations going into that game, right?
That's right.
PSG probably disciplined all the English teams along the way. Chelsea had not such a great competition, but pretty solid. How are you feeling going into that game, and were you surprised or blown away by how the team came out?
So, in fact, thank you very much for having me. I mean, I'm glad to be here to meet the
We are glad to have you here.
Both the supporters and the against. Coach, anyway, greetings. You know. So, to all the Chelsea fans, those watching right now, Chelsea Ghana Plus, Chelsea Ghana, Chelsea Platinum, greetings to all of you. You are the world champions. So, yes, now, to the answer to your question. Yes, I knew that we had something that could make us win. So I even put it on my Facebook, page that Chelsea is winning. So everybody should support. Because looking at the backdrop of things, I mean, picking by say you are as good as your last game. Yeah. So looking at our last game, what did we do? We won. The previous one too, we won. And looking at the style in which we won, and our new addition, João Pedro, linking up with Cole Palmer, and I was trusting Maresca to be able to hold the midfield well. And I knew that we could pull something out of the bag, because looking at PSG's play, they press and we also press, but we have guys who could hold the midfield. So playing like that together, I knew we could hold them, and if we hold them and we are quite fast and tricky, we might get something against them. But 3 goals in 30 minutes, Lord, man, that was something else. That was something else.
I mean, for those of you Chelsea fans in Ghana, how did you celebrate that? Because look, it's been. I always say that winning makes everything interesting. Like when you win, the air smells better, the water tastes better. Everything. Like when you see your people you don't know, you want to greet them.
Everything. How have you been so it started from the night. At Laboma with Ministry of Tourism and the U.S. Embassy. Greetings to Abeku and all the people at Ghana Tourism Authority. Sorry, it was great atmosphere at the beach. You can imagine there, but. Going on, when Chelsea wins, everything it's like better. Everything you do, you are confident, and calls keep on coming. It's not like when you lose 2-1 and the trolls keep on coming left and right. Yeah. So I mean the euphoria, I think was still going on till the season starts when we test ourselves again. But for now, we are basking in our glory.
I can definitely see that. I mean, talk to me about Maresca, right? Lots of doubt about him when he came in. He's got 2 trophies in 12 months. So does that make him the guy going forward? Are all your doubts cleared? Is he the one to lead you forward?
In the beginning when he came, we were all saying he was untested.
Yeah.
Even though he had not played in the Premier League or coached in the Premier League before, but as a head coach, even though he was assistant, we all know he was assistant Pep. And then he brought Leicester City and all of that. We thought, oh hey, we have a good coach when he started winning. But when he just mentioned that he was not in contention for the EPL, and then we started losing, we was like, this coach, I myself on a number of occasions have given him some passion, but then taking a look back and looking at some of his tactics, going to read about this guy and his approach towards games, I think we are now beginning to see the real Maresca.
Hey,
because if you look at the tactical plan, anytime he brings Rick James into the midfield position, you're saying that is not his natural position. Because when it happens like that, then we have problems. So, but not knowing he had a plan, and that actually worked in the game against PSG.
Yeah,
because he gave Kopama the chance to do what he had to do. Yeah, and then João Pedro also was helping.
I'll ask you 3 more questions to finish this. First one: what players do Chelsea need to add, or in what areas do Chelsea need to strengthen to be able to be proper contenders for next season?
Well, I was thinking about first our goalkeeper.
Okay.
But I think he has proven something during this, Club World Cup. Yeah. That is making me, believe in him.
Are you sure?
But his off the ball movements are not so great. He has the ball and sometimes he's a bit jittery. So I would say if I were, to advise management of Chelsea,
Get the goalkeeper.
Let's get a good goalkeeper first. Okay. Seal your back, and then let's get a good replacement for Rick James, because
you have what's your good friend's name? The hairstylist, Malo Gusto. You don't like Malo Gusto?
Gusto, perfect. He's good, but we need Rick on the other side, Gusto on the other side. So we still need somebody
to reinforce
yeah,
the team.
to reinforce.
As for the forward line, you are fine.
The forward line, we are great.
Are you
because
okay?
now we are thinking, you know, I just heard, and I hope it comes true that Eze from Crystal Palace talks are going on.
There's a tussle between
So-
Arsenal and
So if
Chelsea
it happens,
and even Spurs.
if it happens, I'll breathe because then I know that Agbenele.
No more easy after anything.
Okay. Now let me just finish with this, right? So Chelsea Football Club, 2 trophies in 12 months. Enzo Maresca done brilliantly. Cole Palmer does well as well. But Cole Palmer has a problem. He has this tendency to ghost for long stretches. He turned up for you guys in the final, and you look like the best team in the world. Do you have issues with Cole Palmer? If so, how do you solve these issues?
I think, as you said, there are some games that he turns up,
Yeah.
and there are some games that you can see that no, Cole Palmer is just in the mix.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, but I think he's still a young player.
Yeah.
And it's coming up to it. Hopefully, I hope psychologically, this win and all this boost, being, you know, the best player of the tournament and everything, will let him come to the realization that a lot hangs on his
He
shoulders.
shows up in the final. He's the
A
best player
lot
of the
hangs on his shoulder because he's a damn good player. Anytime he shows up, you know, even there are times when he doesn't score
Yeah.
during a match, but yet his contribution is great. And then there are times that, you know, we're not getting near much, you know, but you know, hopefully we think that psychologically, you know, Chelsea is a big club,
Yeah.
so they can work on him, you
Yeah.
know, then know what goes wrong, blah blah blah.
But they say you are causing noise pollution with this your victory.
Oh, I think we should. We deserve it. We deserve it no more. You see, Christopher go just namely.
Sat on your happiness for a long time.
I don't support for a long time.
Today they were giving him a Chelsea mark to even drink water. He was not like he's not thirsty.
Now listen, the problem is the Chelsea supporters. They don't support my team.
Fine.
I don't have a problem with
You
that.
don't support them either.
But when I don't support them, they have issues. I don't get it.
But they say that when you see these things about their team cry, you don't say it.
Last week when I sat here,
Uh-huh. You said they will collect.
everything I said that they needed to do to win the game was what they did. You asked me the question.
Yeah.
What do they need to do
to win?
I could have kept quiet.
Yeah.
Look, Mr. Hammond, the rabbit man.
Yeah.
No way for no job. Shidabo. He said he sent my audio to Maresca. You know he talks to Maresca. And then during the game he said, Coach,
Yeah.
look, no care party have no the boy say for you. You can you about win the game.
Fair,
They will never
fair.
see those things. So
Fair.
I said, but
No,
I said,
you
I want them to win. I don't want them to
You
win.
and Chelsea fans have an eternal relationship. Let me let Edwin finish off the Chelsea conversation. Edwin, these days your name is Joao Pedro.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, I have given you the name. You said Joao Pedro was a deadly finisher. You were ridiculed in the studio. It has come to pass. In fact, people are looking up to the Joao Pedro performances that will be coming in the future. Just finish off the Chelsea conversation from that performance, from Joao Pedro's prediction, and to being world champions now.
Look, there's been a lot of disrespect to Chelsea in the last few years. And obviously, we were going through a period of reconstruction, of rebuilding. But we didn't deserve this disrespect. The performances were not at their best, but we had the history behind us. We had the performances and the trophies and the success behind us. The one thing you knew about Chelsea was that we'd come back and win. Even if things are at their worst, Chelsea would come back and win. True. And that is why I retained faith in the team throughout this tournament in particular, but throughout the season and the one before. Even when we were losing game after game after game, I knew that eventually we would come to this point, because this is what the project was about. First season, do well domestically, just place yourself a little high, win a couple of domestic trophies. Second season, compete for top 4, finish in the top 4, win the Champions League. Third season, compete for the title. I think the team has fast-tracked everything. In the first season, we should have won a couple of domestic trophies. We didn't, because of a few things. We should have beaten Liverpool in a couple of finals. We should have qualified for that FA Cup final last season, but Anthony Taylor tax. I'm not going to talk about that.
Yeah, right.
And then we did well enough in the Premier League. We should have been in the Europa League and not the Conference League, only because Manchester City chose the worst time to lose an FA Cup final to Manchester United.
Let him go.
Credit. No, I cannot sit here for him to say Manchester to City. No, what? You should talk about Chelsea. You can bring the final. You have gotten there. You lost to who? You lost to Man City in the final. And we beat them.
No, Michael,
you want to use backdoor to get to which
land on your point.
But in each of those years, and including this one, I have always said that Chelsea have players to compete with the best in the world. They may not show that quality often enough in games. That's fine. They have not gelled yet. But then if you look at them individually, these are some of the best in their position in the world. Left back Kukurea, best in the world. I'm stating it here. Right back Reece James, best in the world. In the midfield, all three are fit, best in the world. Cole Palmer, best in the world at his age, in his position. In his position.
Wow.
And it all came to pass once they met a squad. Even though PSG were on form, even though their players were confident, even though they were motivated, they were the best in Europe and all that. You look across their squad. There's none of them apart from a couple that you can say are far better than those in the Chelsea team. Talent wise, the performances may be good because swap the teams, those players in with the other teams, those performances jump up to world class level. Put Cole Palmer in PSG, they win the league. Cole Palmer gets Ballon d'Or shouts. Put Enzo Fernandez in PSG team, they win the Champions League. Enzo Fernandez is one of those who gets Ballon d'Or shouts. That's how good the players in Chelsea are. So when I saw the disrespect before the final, 6-0, 7-0, I was very surprised. I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked. So to have Chelsea prove me right and win by 3-0 in the first half, that was vindication I could not have expected, but I knew was coming.
It was coming. Exactly. Charlie, I like this.
Yeah, so
okay, nice one. So thank you very much, Joao Pedro. Thank you very much to David Amofa. Let me do some. Yes. Let me do some marathon talk because our people from APSA are in the building. Mr. Eric Adai is here. Big man, what's good?
Everything is good. Life is good. We are winning.
He's a big man. But he has just talking.
Is he the man?
Yeah, he's the one. Mr. Eric Adai of APSA. The Black Star Marathon.
Yes.
Eric, what's going on? 26th July. Independence Square is the convergence point. Tell us about that. What's going on with the Black Star Marathon and why is APSA even involved in this?
Thank you very much, and thanks so much for having me. On the 26th of July, we are going to paint the streets of Accra in red, the APSA red, and we are going to be manifesting the stories, all the stories that we all have to share, our accomplishments, our challenges, all the victories that we have, and it's going to be done in the form of the APSA Black Star Marathon, which is taking place in at the Independence Square at 6 a.m. I can report right now that we have so many thousands of people we've been overwhelmed with the patronage, the registration rates, and it looks like the whole of Ghana will be running on that day.
Are you cutting off registration at a point, or it's open up until you can take no more?
Actually, registration has closed, but there's a window of opportunity for people to really sign up. So it's still trickling in, and but we are going to shut it off over the weekend. So if there's anyone out there with the intention of participating and want everybody to participate, this weekend is your last chance. We close it on the 15th of July, but by popular request, we are holding the door slightly open for people who can come. Yes.
Talk to me about the people who can compete, because sometimes these marathons, the professionals, retired professionals, they'll take it to walk up and come and collect the laurels. But who can compete in this? Who is eligible to be part of this?
Everyone. This event targets everyone. Actually, there's no target. Because in the strictest sense of the word, when you say you are targeting, you are looking at excluding some people while focusing on others. In this case, because of the health and wellness benefits of this, we want this to be a mass event. So we have put together carefully selected range of races to afford everyone the chance to participate, from able-bodied athletes, men, women, physically challenged athletes, the young and the old. Everybody is invited to come participate. What do we have on offer? We have the 42.2 kilometer distance and the 10 kilometer run. But there are subcategories within each of these strands of races that we're going to be offering. The major race will be the 42.2 kilometer full marathon distance, and that's going to be open to men and women.
Okay.
All right, but we also know that not all of us can run with our legs, right? So we have those who be wheeling.
Okay.
So we have wheelchair marathon, the 42.2 kilometer wheelchair marathon that's available. But then we also appreciate the fact that not everyone can do the 42.2 kilometer distance, right? So we have a 10 kilometer race route for people, and that is open to men, women who can walk, jog, and run. And also, as I always say, Shijama.
Give me an idea of what the route is like, especially for the main one.
The 42.2 kilometer marathon, all the races are going to start and end at the Independence Square.
Okay.
But of course, because of differences in distances, we have people going on different routes.
Okay.
For the 42.2, they start from Independence Square. Then our runners head on the Osula Road.
Okay.
They run all the way past Jokers. That area, and enter the La Township through the La Community Bank. When they get in front of the La Police Station, they make a quick left, go about 200-300 meters, then they make a right. Then they emerge at the Trade Fair Junction. There's a bus stop, major bus stop there. When they get there, our runners now make a right and head back towards the La Palm Royal Beach intersection, what we call the T junction back in the day.
And then back.
They make a U-turn at that point. Then the race now, I think, properly starts. They run through the front of the Trade Fair Center, Burma Camp, get all the way Elwak to 37. When they get to 37, they make a left through the front of the Jubilee House and say, wave at the president, say hello, sir. They continue all the way through there on the Independence Avenue, National Theatre to Octagon. Then they go through the front of the Accra City Hotel, formerly Novotel, and run all the way up again to the Holy Spirit Cathedral. From there, they make their way onto the Kojo Thompson Road, make a right to Kwame Nkrumah Circle. They run straight through the Awudome Cemetery. Serious. It's a full marathon to Bechabilamte Circle, Mortuary Road. They run all the way to the Bukom Boxing Arena. All right. When they get to that junction, they make a right through the front of the Kolebu Polyclinic, Kolebu Police Station, in Dafa Park. Those of you who know that area very well, to the Mampuri Post Office. When they get to that particular node, they make a right and head up onto the Sempe Road. Just before the Salvation Army Park at the Samaha Junction, they make a right through IBE, go all the way into the Banana Inn and Dansuban Kit Kat. In front of Kit Kat, they make a left through the front of the Datu School, and they get to the Mascot Hotel. Then they start their journey back home.
The fact that you remember the route point for point is crazy to me.
I used to be a runner, and this was part of my secret training. We wake up at 2:33 a.m.
Hey, this
run. Secret training. I'll put my finger on my lip and say, "Don't tell anyone." I'm putting my energy. Then they go through Abodje back to the Mampuri Post Office. Then they make a right and hit the White House. That's the old Winneba Road. And then from there is the journey back home. Through the Coligono Beach, the Fire Service Training School, Manchagbona Lighthouse area, Ashaford, Jamestown. Then they get to the High Street where they look at the Absa building and say, wow, this is magnificent. And then they continue and through the Lotteries area and back to the Independence Square.
Wow.
So it's an out and back. Out, about, and back.
I love it. Now, I mean, for those who are competing, are there any prizes to be won? Is there anything they're getting from ABSA? You know, ABSA is like big brand. You know,
it's the real deal. ABSA Bank is the real deal when it comes to banking, financial services. They are the real deal, and that's why we are partnering with them. There are many reasons why any runner should participate in this very important race. One, you'll be competing with top class athletes from all over the world. This afternoon, I got a call from somebody from Germany who just signed up. He's coming. We have runners from Britain. They are there. Portugal. The Chinese have a strong representation. But also when it comes to Africa, the East Africans, wow, we have some top runners coming. From Kenya, from Ethiopia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, who have signed up for this race. So you'll be rubbing shoulders with some good competition. And it's an opportunity for you to get better, right? Because of the competition. But in terms of rewards, of course, there will be placer medals, which will be gold, silver, bronze medals that will be given to deserving winners who come first, second, third in each of the race categories. And we are giving away custom medals. It's not just a medal that we bought off the shelf, right? This is something that we created. We have our own mode. It's done in the shape of the Black Stars Square monument, all right, which is what we are going to give out to the runners. There are trophies, giant trophy, magnificent trophies that people are going to win. But we know that cash is king. and bullshit works. Pardon my French. So there'll be cash prizes, very attractive cash prizes.
If it's outside and it's cash, we don't have any problem. You have some sponsors. Let me see if I can help you to mention them. So it's obviously sponsored by ABSA, who are the main
headline sponsors.
Yes. Then you have Glyco in there.
Glyco General, their life subsidiary.
So yes, Glyco General. You have Keck Insurance Brokers.
Yes,
if I got that right.
KEK
Insurance Brokers. Okay. You have Silver Star Tower Limited. You have Japan Motors Ghana, and then Sun Seekers Tours and Twisco.
Yes.
So those are, and then you have partners.
You have various partners.
Okay, so we have Lion Club International.
Yes.
We have CIMG. We have Call Print, Business and Financial Times, New Times Corporation, Ghana Athletics, Ghana Tourism Development Company, the National Sports Authority, Ministry of Sports and Recreation, and then Drake Relays.
You forgot City FM and Channel 1 TV.
No, we are the people. No, we are the boat, the canoe, the engine driving the thing alongside ABSA. So I can't forget us. So we are definitely in that mix as well. So 6 a.m. sharp, 26th July, Independence Square.
Yep.
Yeah, hot. The Black Star Marathon, hot. He said people are coming from Kenya, Germany, Zambia.
Testing fitness.
Oh, no more.
In fact, we want everyone to come participate. When I was a runner,
I need to go
and we went for all these marathon races, we saw boxers.
Yeah.
I used to run with Azuma Nelson. I quoted. They used to compete in the marathons.
Wow.
Now we don't see the boxers taking part.
I'm sure they'll hear you today.
Soccer players also, because you need that aerobic base, that stamina, in order to be able to perform in your sport. Whether you are a lawn tennis player or you need a stamina.
True.
And we want people to see this as an opportunity to come get some fitness, test their fitness.
Yes.
Check out their endurance by running with people who call themselves runners. So if you're a boxer,
you're a very popular man. Oh. Let me tell you something. Let me show you some. Right, 2 people. So Organic Lifestyle on my YouTube says, "Hey, Mr. Adai, I taught him some time ago when he was at CDH. I don't know about that.
I used to work at CDH.
Mr. Chris Diaba, my big man. Mr. Diaba said that. He says, Massa, Professor Eric Adai, aka Santana.
So, oh my God,
a fantastic marathoner and a colleague Bleobi. Love to. He said Bleobi too on top.
Shout out to you, Chris.
Eric, I appreciate you coming through. 26th. I'm sure we'll have you here probably again next week.
We should do this
before the marathon.
Yes,
officially.
I want to see Team Channel 1 and Team City FM represented. Don't just talk sport, do sport.
You don't have a problem, boss. Once I'm here, once I wear the spikes, don't let me talk better. Once I wear the spikes, you know it.
Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you coming through. Yeah. Let's do a few sounds before we go. David, you have a few concluding words for us.
That's right.
Please give me some concluding words.
Thank you very much to the FM for first place. I would like to also thank all the Ghanaian fans, and then what we are calling is for all the fans to register as True Blues. Properly register with the Ghana Supporters Club.
The Ghana Supporters Club
of Chelsea. So please register. You can go on my Facebook page, David Akosia Mufa. Just inbox me or send me a message on Messenger, and I'll respond and give you the details. And I should know that we have some long list of activities. We want to go on a victory parade. We are getting a replica of the World Cup trophy.
You want to go on a what? Victory what?
Parade. And we are getting a replica of the trophy. It's coming. So guys, warm up, and then we are going to have a big party like a street carnival, and then do our own thing, give some awards to some deserving supporters, including our very good friend right here.
Edwin, let me tell you something, Edwin. I've met optimists, but right. Edwin's optimism for Chelsea
is very high.
If he talks to Egbali and Boli, they'll be shocked. Even they don't have that level of optimism.
See, we need him.
No, you need to be part of it. No, you need. But Dave, I appreciate you coming through as always. Please go and register. Chelsea fans, don't just be there doing street arguments and banter. Register
so you can get discounts on matches at Stamford Bridge.
Thank you.
Discounts on merchandise.
Thank you.
Discounts on so many things. That is what true membership gives you, and it's not much. So please,
nice one.
Let's all come together, Chelsea fans.
Appreciate.
We are world champions.
But that's it. Let's do some shouts before we go. Coach, you got some shouts?
Yeah, I have some shouts. Hey, this if I had forgotten
no, you can't forget.
It's good I went for my phone. Look, this is my boss, one of the directors at the Kolibu Nursing Training College, of course. Look, he says, Coach, please I want you to wish my beloved wife, Christiana Adams, a happy belated birthday. Yesterday was a birthday. He says, and I read, let her know. So, Madam Christiana, your husband says, I should let you know you are his ride or die. From me, Vincent and Jaden, we love her so much for her effort and her commitment as a wife and a mother. We cannot love her any less. Together as one, we wish her a happy belated birthday.
Nice
young
one.
lady. I've always been yearning and hoping to meet you one day.
Yeah.
I've not met you yet, but this one dear is from me, Coach Nimley.
Yes, sir.
Happy belated birthday.
Nice one.
I'm so happy you are strong and kicking now.
Edward?
God has done it, and may the good Lord continue to bless you.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Christiana.
Shouts to my friends Eric, Joel, and Marilyn Peterson Aqua. There's Eric Jabati, Albert, Port, Adam, all those guys who have been supporting.
Shout out.
Saying hi.
Shout out to me to the Rabbit Man.
Oh yes,
Shanton.
Yeah, let me
to
see.
Henry.
Yeah.
To Henry as well.
Yeah.
Henry, next week the guy has brought the thing, so next week I'll be expecting.
I'm doing a shout, but don't misbehave.
I won't misbehave.
Today is Rita Mensah's birthday, so I need to say.
Solo no happiness solo no Solo no happiness solo no Oziana solo no happiness solo no happiness solo hey solo no happiness solo no Oziana solo no. If Rita is celebrating her birthday, the birthday belongs to the sports bets.
Thank you.
It is our birthday.
Thank you.
Rita, oh, you want job, oh no.
Thank you.
If you know you want job.
Thank you.
No fear, no fear. If you know you can't, you want belegbe. You want well no feda. Ni was the one like yes. Bodi cheer you. Bodi money working. Bodi money working. Bodi money working.
So happy birthday to Rita Mensah. I hope you've had a lovely one. And a big shout out to all listeners and viewers of Sports Panorama. Where is y'all going?
Yeah. Quick shouts to Rolani Odoy.
Yeah.
Big fan of Sports Panorama, aka Akataruru. Akataruru, I see you, my man. And a big shouts to our birthday celebrants in the house.
Yeah.
I mean,
July is back to back.
Yeah. Christopher Asima.
Yeah.
Christopher Asima, aka Borganaba. I see you, man. I see you. Big shouts to you. Happy birthday to Dede Davis, and a happy birthday to Abeko Kumson. Yeah, big shouts to you guys.
Lovely stuff out there. Big shout out to all Panorama. How Charlie? How you go do? Anyway, show probably brought to us by Cowbell Coffee. Show is live on YouTube. You can catch it if you missed it, and there will also be a repeat on radio tomorrow. I'm Benjamin Nketsia, head coach Christopher Nimley, Edwin Kwakofi, Gabi Ofe, Yao Jemita. We had Mr. Eric Adai from APSA with the Black Star Marathon, and then we also had David Amofa, who is president of the Chelsea True Blues. Says you guys should go out there and register. That's our show for the night. We'll see you same time next week.